okay, so now, like we said, we were kind of making fun of the whole, um, I don't know if I want to call it controversy, but maybe faux pas
Okay.
that Brie Larson, the star of the upcoming Marvel movie Captain Marvel, has been
Oh.
making over and over again. Um,
Well, so here's one thing is there was so was it probably a few years ago now you had what's her face, the comedian that ended up taking off Netflix's star review because of her special, Amy Schumer,
yeah,
her special didn't get good reviews because it was terrible and she didn't hasn't changed her act in 10 years, so she had
right. It's
Netflix
just saying
change
like,
the
"Oh, I'm
review
such a
system.
slut," or I'm such a slut," or "My vagina smells funny," and just like, you got anything else?
Well, no, because she hasn't worked on her act in 10 years.
No, of course not.
uh, and the now you have Brie Larson, who has been, personally, I think she's been overly political just to be an ass. Because
That's the
she's
sense
a
that I'm
crazy
getting
bag.
too.
Yeah, it seems like she's overreaching, and then because no one wants to listen to her dumbass, or they're and it's like, well, do we really want to go see the movie? And so there was Rotten Tomatoes, who, to be honest, I don't really listen to them that much anyways, but the fact that they're now changing their algorithm so to not give pre-negative reviews
right,
on
right.
films.
It's yeah. I was just watching a video on that before we started, and apparently, they initially just put it out as a kind of like just kind of like to get like a to kind of feel out the room, as it were. And they just be like, oh, who's interested in watching Captain Marvel? And I think it got hit like really hard by with people saying that they didn't want to see it. And then all of a sudden, for some inexplicable reason, they remove the percentage, like the percentage things, or like the tomato meter or whatever. But then they also got rid of the like, no, I don't want to see it button. So you can only say that you want to see this movie.
Yeah, it's like, wow. That's
And yeah, and it's just like, I mean, you
and
just
then
you
in
just
her
show you just show that you're afraid. You just show that that you're a bunch of chicken shits, because that you can't even stand the criticism, or it's just like, or you can't even you can't even handle the fact that because of really re- one really bad marketing in terms of cutting the trailer to be like this you know you know uh, you know feminist, oh, I'm better, I'm so much better than the boys and things like that kind of trailer, which turned off like your core demographic, like the long term, like comic book fans who just wanted to see a good Marvel movie. And at this point in the game, when you watch a Marvel film, you're pretty much guaranteed a solid outing. I mean, it's not
right,
gonna. I mean,
even
you can.
the
It's not gonna
worst of
be.
them has been
It,
pretty good, decent.
right. It might not be like stellar, but you're gonna be entertained. And but now it's just like the way that they're marketing it, and also like letting Brie Larson just like spout off whatever the hell she wants. With like, I mean, not necessarily in doing like press junkets or anything, but like she's the face of your movie. Your big kind of tentpole kind of movie. Well, not really, because Infinity War, the Avengers movie is really the tentpole. But
Right.
one of the tentpoles for your year, and you're letting her go out and say like, oh, I want So I don't care what old white men say about my movie because it's not made for them.
Well,
And
she's not. She's even like barring like press people who are like covering the film. Like, yeah, white men aren't really welcome.
right, and then they immediately went into damage control, and then they started to try to spin it and say it's like, oh no, we're not trying to take chairs away from the table, but we're trying to add chairs.
Horseshit.
I know, but you can't say like I don't want white men, I don't want white men at my press junkets or whatever, and then say like, oh no, I'm not, that's not what I said. It's like, well, that's what you said.
Add
There's a
any other
difference. There's a
skin tone
difference
to that,
between
and
what
like,
you said and what you meant. If you said like that I want more, I would like more, female or black or gay or whatever representation at my press run. That'd be one thing. Then you're saying that I want more chairs brought to the table. When you say, yeah, I don't want white dudes, or I don't care what white dudes think about my movie, or I would like less white people at my press junkets, then you're saying that you don't you're saying that that you don't want white men there. You're openly being racist against a person on what is it? An arbitrary and inherent quality of a person. I mean, if she had said like, "Yeah, I really don't want that many black guys at my press junkets," then they would have crucified her.
yeah, it's just yeah, it's you add any other like sort of race in front of that, it'd be mass hysteria. But with saying like, white men, I don't really want them there. Oh, what a hero, what a warrior. Oh gosh, and it's like
So brave,
the
so
sanctimonious
stunning.
attitude. The sanctimonious attitude from
I know.
Hollywood is just crazy.
True.
Here's another side thing to it, since we're kind of going down the route of Hollywood at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't watch the Oscars, at
Who
least
does?
not really, but the last couple years I have watched the Steven Crowder live stream of him making fun of the Oscars, which has been pretty entertaining.
Right.
And I was looking forward to doing that this year, but did you hear about how ABC flagged him with some sort of strike?
Yeah, because
Copyright.
he was streaming the Oscars on his stream, and so
Right.
they made this. They did a copyright strike against him, saying like, oh, he's using our stuff. But being as savvy as he is, he knows the law, and it wasn't as though he was taking the stream and then just taking the stream of the Oscars and streaming it on his channel. He was providing commentary. He was doing parody. He was basically transforming Disney's content, because Disney is the parent company of ABC. And so
Right.
he was so he was basically taking Disney's content and transforming it, adding commentary, doing satire and all that other kind of, which does fall within the fair use umbrella. So
Correct,
he's perfectly So Steven Crowder was perfectly within his rights to do what he was doing. And the only reason Disney, slammed him is because he was getting more views than the actual award show.
Yeah, I know that. That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. Yeah, they can't tolerate competition. They have to squash it.
I haven't seen him that mad in a long time. It was hilarious.
Right. I mean, yeah, because I've seen him delirious doing that 16-hour live stream of CNN. Which,
God, yeah. I watched that too.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was hilarious because he had said that doing that was worse than when he,
Got
let himself
waterboarded.
get waterboarded.
It was funny because what was it? Andrew Clavin came on that stream. It's like I didn't think anyone would be that dumb to be live streaming for 16 hours of CNN. It's like, oh well.
Say you were wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish. Yeah, I think he did try and put it back up. After I think maybe taking some stuff out, and I got the notification, but when I clicked on it, like it's like it went to like this video is not available because of Disney claimed this or that, and so.
Yeah, I think they ended up putting up on Facebook. By the time I figured out what was going on, it was too late, so
Right.
I missed it.
Right.
C'est la vie. Next year.
So, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, we'll be better prepared. But I can't wait for the day that big corporations come and attack us.
That'll be good. Yeah, I mean, it'll be. That means that we're doing some damage.
Right. But then I can invoke my cripple privilege.
There you go.
I know. And then if they attack us, then all I have to say is, "How dare you attack a visible minority with a visible disability, you fascists!"
Well, you do have a white person on your crew. We don't like that.
Yeah, but I'm a visible minority with a visible disability, so I win.
This is true.
Yeah, so I win.
Gotta love that cripple privilege.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. It really is.